To remove the doors, first of all, you'll notice that there is a screw now in the upper hinge cover. Now you're going to have to remove the screw to take the hinge covers off, because you'll find that your wiring harness is located under your top hinge now. You'll unplug the harness at this point to disconnect the door from the refrigerator harness. You'll see that there's an extra wire here that on this model is not being used. Eventually they are going to incorporate this wire through the main Molex plug. What this is for is it's only going to have a wire connected to it on models that have the fast freeze or fast ice feature. Remove your apron grill from the bottom of your refrigerator, and this will gain access to the quick disconnect coupling for your water line. Now, it's still the same John Getz fitting we've been using, so compress your fitting, pull your line out. Okay, removal of the top hinge, simply you got your two screws that you take out of there. Your hinge is now loose. You no longer have a door closer in the top hinge, so you do not have to worry about the spring-loaded upper hinge. Your door closer has been moved down to the bottom. Now you can remove your door. There's one thing that you have to keep in mind on the new setup, and that's to remember that your wires are coming through the top of your door, and you have a water line entering the door from the bottom. It's necessary that you lay the door down on the floor when you remove it. Do not stand it up on one end or the other to avoid damage to the water line or the wiring harness. The door is of a monoblock construction, which means it's a one-piece door. Your inner door panel is part of your outer door panel. It's all foamed into one piece. The gasket presses into a channel. To remove the gasket, start at one corner and just simply peel the gasket out of the channel that's molded into the inner door panel. When reinstalling the door gasket, start in one of the corners and simply push it in at that corner, rotate to your next corner and push it in. Then put it in between the two corners. To level the refrigerator, you have adjusting screws in the front to raise and lower your front rollers. Your rear rollers are fixed. There is no adjustment to the back rollers. Your hinge has been beefed up with an extra brace inside it, and you now have 3 bolts holding the hinge on. The hinge also has half of the door closer, gravity door closer assembly fastened to it. On your freezer side, you also have the adjusting screw to raise and lower your front roller. You also have the retainer to hold the water line in place to prevent the water line from rattling. It's simply a twist lock where you run the line through it and give it a quarter twist and it hooks together. Okay, you've got 2 halves of your door closer, one fastened to the bottom of the door, one fastened to the hinge plate. It simply works on the fact that as you open the door will rise up on top of the cam, cross over, and drop down into the slot. It does give you a stopping point at about 95 degrees, and then you have a mechanical stop that's at about 175 degrees. To complete your installation, it will be necessary to hook the household water supply line to the refrigerator to supply water to your ice maker and to your ice and water dispenser. You'll first remove the plastic cap. This will access the connection on your water supply valve. Inside your owner's packet, you have a nut and ferrule provided to connect a 1/4-inch copper line to the access valve. We stress at Electrolux Company that you do use a 1/4-inch copper line versus a plastic line, and a lot of states actually require that you use a 1/4-inch copper line versus plastic.